In today's video, I'm gonna show you why, if you've been doing kickboxing for a few months, why your progress isn't as far as you want it to be. Now, I know kickboxing takes a long time, it takes a lot of repetitions, but there's one thing, one skill that you're missing out on that you kind of plateau and then you get discouraged and then most people will quit. But in today's video, I'm going to show you why you're plateauing. Alright guys, my name is Chris. Welcome back to Sicat Kickboxing Club. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to the channel, and if you get value out of this video, please like the video and share it to anyone that wants to learn the art of kickboxing. I really love what I do. I love teaching, and this is a good way for me to get all the information out there to you so that you can be a better kickboxer. I also run a podcast, the Speakeasy podcast. I talk to high-level martial artists of all practices, from jiu-jitsu, wrestling, kickboxing, especially kickboxing, to MMA, so go and check that out. Show links down below. And sign up for my newsletter, guys. I blog, it's chrissicat.com. I have my blogs, I have my podcast there, and I also have my Sicat Kickboxing information on that website. So, guys, back when I first started to kickbox, and this is normal from everyone, I used to get scared of being hit in the face. Forget getting hit in the face, I used to just get scared when someone would kind of threaten me. Listen, back in high school and junior high, I was a smaller guy. Smaller than I am now. I'm actually only 5'5". But back then, I was even smaller. So in just human nature alone, I know people are good, people have good intentions, and I know when we're younger, we have all this testosterone, and you know, some people, they just behave very badly, I get it. But in our human nature, when we see someone smaller and we kind of see their body language kind of like this, we tend to have an inclination of kind of picking on them. Now, I'm not saying that for everyone, but some people, their makeup is really different. So when they see someone like natural quote-unquote bullies, they'll act the way they react, right? It's like a primal thing. They'll kind of test you. I was actually reading this book called Lost Connections, and what a lot of people do is that they'll test you. If you're a bully, really a bully at heart, they'll test you, they'll kind of shoulder bump you, and then see how you react to it. And depending how you react to it, say if you're passive about it, say if I get bumped in the shoulder, and then I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. That's pretty much a go-ahead for them to keep bullying you, right? So my point is that people would used to do that to me, and only now, you know, being 40 years old, I now realize that, you know, reading all these books and finding out the information why people do that, okay? So the reason why I'm telling this story is that back when in junior high and high school, like I said, people would do that to me because I was a smaller guy. And not only that, I was very passive, meaning, you know, I'd have my shoulders down, I'd kind of like walk with my head down a little bit. And little did I know that was a means for like a quote unquote natural bully, or, you know, someone that was that's been traumatized at home or whatever the reason, to give them the green light to maybe take it out on me. Like I'm saying, people are kind, you know, and back then we were young, so not at all am I blaming those people now. You know, we've grown up a lot, but when people used to shoulder check me, that's what I'd do. And the thing is that when I was getting bullied, you know, they actually, you know, not really completely bully me where they push me to the lockers, but then they'd be passive about it. They'll be like, what's up, you know, and then they'd be talking all the shit, and they'll just kind of demean you with words, right? They'll be like, well, what's up, you short, you know, you little short guy that can't fight or something, you know. They probably didn't say can't fight, but they were just like, what's up, shorty? Like, what, you're not gonna do anything, so, you know, and then they'll shoulder check you and stuff like that. But I was so scared because I remember this clearly. A few times people would do this, right? they do this, and I've explained this in my other videos, but they'll react like this just to intimidate you. Maybe they have the intention of hitting you, maybe not. But the point is that they're trying to scare you, okay? And for some reason, you know, going back to my high school days, that's what I remember the most. I'd be like, oh, you know, kind of fidgeting, and picture like a smaller guy, you're kind of just fidgeting, it's kind of like, or you'd kind of cover up a little bit and then shut your eyes and blink a lot, right? Like, and it's human nature. So where I'm trying to get at is that now, since I train in kickboxing and looking back at that, now there are ways in kickboxing that relate to what you can do if that ever happens to you. Yes, there's a little bit of childhood trauma there still, but that's why I'm gonna show you these tactics for, you know, just in case someone tries to bully you or in a sparring situation. This is mostly for sport, but if you really had to get down to business, this is what you're gonna end up doing. So, like I said, it's human nature for us to kind of blink and deer in the headlights, like, that's our second nature because we haven't been trained to do it. You have to keep practicing it. It is a skill to not be able to flinch. And even till this day, sometimes when I know I'm gonna get hit hard, I'll be like, you know, it's just innate in us. But you can make that less and less the more you practice and put in the actual iterations and repetitions. Today, I'm gonna show you a very important drill that, what I was talking about in the intro, that makes everyone plateau. And I'll explain why in a bit. When you get hit, like when someone either hits you or they pretend like they're hitting you, it is your second nature to, you know, do this, right? Oh my goodness. But the thing is that that's why people plateau, because they're spending way too much energy on, they're focused on not getting hit when they could be focusing on getting used to being hit and countering back. Do you see what I'm saying? In Daniel Kahneman's book, at first when you start, say, boxing, right? And then you're throwing like a jab. The thing is with that is that you're not used to all the body extremities. You're not used to it. It's not second nature. So you're spending all that bandwidth in your head to be able to be like, okay, I'm gonna move the hip first, and then I'm gonna move the hand, and then you're thinking about all the things that you have to do, which takes up a lot of energy in your brain. Say for instance, it's kind of like walking, right? We just walk. It's natural for us to walk. We're not thinking about like, yeah, I have to lift my feet, and then maybe like my foot has to go up, and then I have to take this foot and take a step over here. Like, we're so used to doing it. And picture this, as ridiculous as that sounds, you didn't know how to walk when you were a baby. You had to learn that over time. And you didn't even know you were doing it. You were just subconsciously doing it, right? But it's all in practice because your parents made you get up, and then you just walked, and then you fell a little bit, you got back up again and walked. But then when that happens, at first, you're taking all that energy in your mind, and then you have to be like, okay, I gotta walk this way, I gotta walk this way. My point is that it's exactly like working on this drill that I'm about to show you. So, the more you practice this drill, the more obviously you're gonna get back, or you're gonna get good at it. So, I'm gonna use Big Boy over here, this 7 feet bag. I call him Big Daddy. I don't know, but anyway. So, what happens, and it's obviously, I'm gonna explain, do this with a partner, or you can shadow box it. Shadow boxing is almost as good as doing it with a partner. Now, you know, I know with a partner you got stuff coming at you, and you know, you're being able to feel it, but even with shadow boxing, you gotta get used to the hand movement. So, here's the drill. When I'm gonna back up against this bag, right? Like this, exactly like this. Picture, if you don't have a partner with you, because most likely you won't if you want to practice these things, it's sometimes kind of hard to call up a buddy. When a partner is coming at you, right here, and then just use your hands up first, let him come at you, say right here, and then you're gonna go press your back against this wall, and you're just going to, like my other videos, windshield wipe. Meaning, windshield wiping, meaning you're gonna do this, you're gonna do this. You're not gonna go, and have your hands all over the place. Watch my other videos, guys, okay? So you're gonna do this, windshield wipe, forward, backward. You're gonna start off with that while your other partner is just going to use his hands and not kicks yet, okay? Just the hands. The reason for this wall bag right here, the reason why you're backing it up, well, you can't go anywhere. You can't go anywhere, there's nowhere to go. And if we're practicing drills, you have to stay there. You can't be like moving to the side, then that would completely, that has nothing to do with the drill that we're doing, so you're not gonna get good. So as you come here, right, your other partner's coming at you, let him throw whatever combination he wants. If you want, you could start off with a jab at first, you could jab. But, you know, since we're here doing these drills, I'm pretty sure some of you guys know how to throw combinations by now. So just get to the combinations. So that way you can get a lot of looks, right? A lot of looks like this, boom, boom. You're not just blocking the jab, and doing the same thing over. You can parry, right? That's one defense. You can long guard even, okay? You can shell up like this. Not my best recommendation, but if you have to, you have to. You could parry with this hand, right? You could catch if you have gloves. So work on all those defenses once your back is against the wall. Again, that's gonna force you not to go anywhere, and it's gonna force you to stand right there because you have nowhere to go as your partner is hitting you up. That's why it's a drill. And make sure your partner is controlled when he's hitting you. It's not a competition here. We're working to be able to spar more efficiently and be more confident in our defense, okay? So when we go over here, look, so just a demonstration, my partner's coming at me, visualize your partner coming at you, right, like this, and then he's gonna throw. Just like that, nice and controlled, he's gonna throw. What I'm going to do is that once he's throwing, right, if you notice, I'm throwing from all angles, right? I'm throwing uppercuts, I'm throwing body shots even, right? I'm throwing body shots the other way, I'm throwing hooks to the face. Now, over here, that makes me be active with my hands. Boom, boom, crunch down for the body shot, boom, boom, long guard, long guard, long guard. But you're staying at the same spot so that you get used to technically getting hit, okay? And you're getting more confidence in your defense as you block all those shots. It's all in repetition. So again, when he comes here, he's throwing a barrage of punches. I know I don't have a partner, so just visualize. He's throwing these barrage of punches. Look, I have nowhere to go. But this is gonna get me confident in my defense the more I block his shots and the more I get good at defending, right? So again, here, right, without the bag, I'm gonna stand in one place. Look. Punch down, body shots, long guard, right? Boom, boom, boom. You see that? My hands are pretty much right here. I'm not overshooting to where I have to bring my hand or my arms back to defend. It's always here. Look, even with the long guard, look, bring it right back. Bring it right back. Boom, the Philly shell, modified Philly shell. Boom. I'm right here. I'm windshield wiping, blocking, right? Blocking. That's technically what I'm doing when I'm up against this bag. Now, I'm gonna explain something. The reason why, again, people tend to plateau is they focus too much energy on getting hit in the face, where they could be focusing their energy on doing something else. Maybe attacking, moving forward, or even defending. They're not spending all their energy being scared, meaning, oh no, and then that's it, and then they get discouraged, and all of a sudden they just think they suck at kickboxing, and then they quit, right? So my most important tip and trick is to stand in the pocket. But what I notice why I'm doing this video is that when I show my students to just stand in the pocket, human nature, actually they'll end up backing up. They'll end up backing up. It's almost like running away. And I get it. It's not really your fault. You have to practice it to make it second nature. I know I get repetitive in these videos, and a lot of people in the comments are like, well, can you get to the point? No, because I want to brand it in your head, right? You know, skip to the parts. But I need to make sure throughout this video, it's kind of like reading a book. You want to read it over if you don't understand it. So that's why I like to repeat myself a little bit. So again, guys, show it one more time. Boom, boom, boom. And look, I'll make another video when it comes to offense, a more descriptive video when it comes to the offensive part of it. But for now, this is the whole point of the video, is to get more confident in your defense, for you to do other things besides thinking about being scared all the time, going, oh no, getting discouraged and spending all your energy trying not to get hit, where you could stand in the pocket, boom, boom, counter, boom, 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 boom. Right? Now, you're not thinking about just getting hit. You're thinking about the next move, which is countering, because you're so confident that you did these wall drills that you could block all those attacks. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Again, like this video if you got value, only if you got value out of it. Subscribe to this channel. I love coaching. I've been coaching for like pretty much over a decade plus, and I love doing these videos. Share it with anyone that wants to learn the art of kickboxing. Again, check out the podcast, because very important, because a lot of these high-level martial artists that go on the podcast, they teach you basics. And I've said this in my videos time and time again, basics are the key. 95% of what you're going to be doing are the basics, even at the highest level. That's why it's so important to listen to those guys and get the information, so that you know that those guys are just pretty much doing basic stuff. There's nothing, they just trained it over and over. There's nothing special about them. They just like to train and they put in the reps, just like how I'm telling you guys. All right, so I will see you on the next one. Comment down below on your thoughts. Tell me what videos you want to see next, and tell me how you get over the hump of getting hit in the face. I'd like to hear from you guys. See you on the next one.